Hello YouTube, Librarian Larry here, back with another video. Today we have the final piece of the puzzle as a silly meter ARG has officially been solved. After the website got to 100% on deletion process, it told us to go to Terminal 26 in the Looney Labs website. We of course needed a password, so the hunt was on. Eventually another test video was uploaded to the TTR YouTube channel. In this video we were able to find 3 pieces of paper that contained some lore. They said, "There's something to be said about memory. It's strange now. We can feel it fading. There are many things worth remembering though. Sadly, it appears that this too has not been afforded to us. Nevertheless, we make do with what we have. Here's one for posterity. The Toon resistance was in its infancy then. They had torn down the wooden barriers barring us from Oak Street and were the first responders to the crisis. Others, like me, followed them into the war zone. Resistance Ranger Ridley put his glove on my shoulder and asked if I was ready. I don't really remember what I said. I'm not sure if that's because I was unable to process what was happening at the time, or because of my current condition. Either way, I know I ended up in his squadron. I wasn't a fighter back then. Perhaps, by Ridley standards, I'm still not a fighter now. What I did learn that day was that I needed to take action. While I didn't know it at the time, Ridley's act of bravery was the first step towards Looney Labs, towards being brave in my own way. I see that center silo now as a place of hope. As odd as it may sound, it is both the ending and the beginning. A reminder to me that the cogs can, and will, be beaten by small acts of vigilance by regular toons like you and I. This tells the story of the day when Cellbot HQ was established and Toon sprung into action. It appears to be from the point of view of Fizzington before he was split between timelines. Anyways, besides being a bit of lore showing the darker side of the Toontown universe, this also served as a hint towards the ARG. If you change the contrast of the image, you can see that certain letters have dots on them. If you plug in all the dotted letters into the password we got from the link before, we get the actual password, which is 00AC 0NTR1TE1CO1MM0NWHY, which is a pretty long password, which is the password for Terminal 26. Once it was opened, we unlocked a comic that I'll be posting the link to in the description below. The comic talks about all the different attempts to save Toontown that have happened across different timelines, and how they have all failed. The main thing to see from the comic though was this image, since it shows Surly's stopwatch next to a calendar with March 6 circled. This seems to be telling us that the silly meter should finally be released on March 6th, so the next part of the storyline can begin. So that's the end of the current ARG, but we might be getting another one on March 6th, and if things go according to plan, we should be getting the silly meter that day as well, so some awesome new content to play with in-game for all the people who aren't really concerned with the storyline behind the game. And for those of you who are like me who do enjoy reading up on all the lore, then we should get a pretty big dose of it on the 6th, because the silly meter is the next major part of the timeline that needs to be completed in order to save Toontown. Okay, so that's all I have to say for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my new Discord server. The link will be in the description below. Also, be sure to subscribe for some more Toontastic videos coming soon, and I will see you guys next time on the 6th.